Hey down, this is Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into ARMY's unstanding after the new lip piercing that Jungkook got, and some people believing he may have revealed a tongue piercing as well, because why not? I want to get into that as well as talk about people, not person, people, attempting to hurt Jungkook in a serious way. There's been blog posts and just a lot of weird stuff happening, and this is a little less fun, but I definitely have a lot to say about this. And so grab your dumpling at Tea Spilling Mug merch and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first to leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is Jungkook's recent appearance at the Fact Music Award. They must be so excited to be doing another award show. Of course, they win so many awards and are amazing at what they do. They probably have so many iconic awards. The fact that they feel like they need a Grammy is beyond me. Most people with Grammys probably don't even have the notoriety and awards that BTS has from all these award show appearances. But anywho, I digress. I think it was rumored for a long time that Jungkook was going to get a new piercing, and we saw things like what could be saliva or just a reflection or even a speck of food in Jungkook's mouth, and we believe that that could be a piercing. There was this rumor that Jungkook had gotten a tongue piercing for the longest time because of the said saliva that we saw in his mouth, and this made me feel like Jungkook actually does read some of the things that are online, because people saw that reflection or whatever in his mouth and was hoping for either a sexy lip piercing or a sexy tongue piercing. And given they're currently doing their work in the American market right now, Jungkook can do whatever he wants because Americans have nothing against tattoos or piercings. Literally, the fandom will not mind, and you will even get praised, whereas I'm sure the entire Korean internet may be upset about the piercing or things like that. But it's not your piercing to be upset about. There were moments in the Fact Music Awards that we saw a reflection on his tongue, and a lot of people believed it was real, and I will get into exactly why in a minute. But since everyone was suspecting it, it just felt a lot more believable. But in moments where Jungkook's head turns or different moments where the tongue is seen, there is no piercing there. However, we did not leave the Fact Music Awards empty-handed, and no. We actually did have a piercing update, which was his lower lip. It was on the corner there, and this was the main reason people believed that Jungkook had a tongue piercing, because if you can clearly see a lip one, he may or may not be against getting a tongue piercing, but I don't think he has one yet. There was initially a small video clip that was washed out. Jungkook looked extremely white and you couldn't see much, but you can definitely see that there was a speck or something on the corner of his lip. It could have been a variety of things: a pimple, a big pimple, another pimple, but it wasn't too long. Maybe only like a few hours later, after that clip leaked, did the full award show clips come out, and we got to see that Jungkook had a real piercing. Like, it wasn't the lighting, it wasn't a weird shadow thing, it wasn't a pimple. Our boys apparently don't get those. And no matter how Jungkook turned or angled himself, the lip piercing was definitely visible. I am still over here trying to get over the eyebrow piercing, which looks hot. I think the idea that Jungkook would get a lip piercing is hot. I am personally not a huge fan of the placement he chose, but I'm not going to yell at him or tell him to take it off. That's his decision, and he loves it clearly, which is why he did it. So I will support him even if he decides to get a piercing on the, I don't know, what is a weird place to get a piercing? Your nails. He decides to have a piercing on his nails and eyelashes. I will support him 100%. People online were mostly pretty happy about this, but there were definitely some people that were mad. They seemed upset by Jungkook's overall new look and didn't like it at all, which I don't agree with. But it makes sense because Jungkook has been changing his look pretty quickly, and I don't think we have seen him enough to get used to his looks. For example, I am not used to his tattoos yet. I haven't even seen them all. I have just started to not hyperventilate when I think about Jungkook having an eyebrow piercing. So I can see someone who doesn't like those things to begin with feels a little upset that Jungkook is doing all this because it's moving too fast. One person on the tweetster said, "I'm sorry to say, but I really didn't expect this. I didn't like the lip piercing. I know some other fans had liked it, but I didn't. To be honest, his day by day new look is making me hate him, but I don't want to hate him. I really love old Jungkook. I'm sorry, Jungkook." However, you cannot be upset that Jungkook has a piercing, tattoo, or whatever, because this is not your decision, and if you only stand them for how they look, then you never stand them to begin with. Like, I want these people to think about the people that they support. Think that your idol got really ugly. Would you you still support them? If the answer is no, then just don't support them now. Loving someone and supporting them just because they look hot or your standard of hot is not loving someone. That's you having a vision in your head of this person and expecting them to be molded into your vision. Meanwhile, they were never trying to be the person that you are envisioning them as. They had their own vision of themselves. It would be the same as Jungkook would probably love to date someone with a lot of piercings and tattoos too. But then is he going to send hate to anyone who doesn't want to do that? No. Because we can not like something a person does, but still have respect and love for that person. That's how being a fan is. That's what it's all about. I hope one day more people can be more understanding of this and hopefully learn to love someone for the not illegal and not hurting anyone decisions that they make. For sure, Jungkook getting a piercing is not hurting anyone. People, however, are extremely upset with Jungkook for no reason and looks like they're trying to hurt Jungkook in some way. This is a theory going around and it is alleged claims that are not made by me, but just what is going around. People believe that for the longest time, Jungkook since 2019 is receiving death threats and people looking for things to cancel him for. This has been something that can be very anxiety inducing. There's literally a group of people trying to take you down for no reason. It is alleged that these people are solo fans of Jimin but hate the other members. And these fans are called at-gays. And it's not that they hate the other members, it's that they hate the other members. Like they want the other members dead. So it's alleged that Jimin at-gays, people that love Jimin, want Jungkook dead. And the way these people on the Tweetster talk about this, they sometimes don't put the link or screenshot to any actual death threats. From what I can see, the news articles never line up with what they're saying, so I'll read comments like this. KPJMS spent this morning sending media drafts of defaming blogs they wrote full of lies. They're asking that they want JK dead, wants to ruin his career and make him lose all his fans. They have been doing this since 2019 and y'all have done nothing to protect him. Meanwhile, it's weird because I Google translated the articles and they don't say that. But I'm not here to say it for sure does not happen. I am sure JK gets death threats. Everyone in K-pop does. They tweeted this to Big Hit directly on the Tweetster and basically asked for more evidence that legal action is being taken. Stop with this. Legal action on one person is very expensive. It can range from tens of thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for what? The person would probably not go to jail because it is apparently not illegal to make death threats and fine. Let's say a best case scenario, the person who makes these threats never does it again. They learned their lesson. Okay, they were the only one to ever do it and will ever do it. They're assuming new people aren't going to pop up and do it. The nature of K-pop, there's death threats like every 2 seconds, even for me. I can't imagine how much they get. So to spend a minimum of $10,000 on investigation and legal action on every account that does that, what does this do? They'd spend their entire career and fortune on suing these people? What Big Hit should and what they have already done is just boost up security around BTS. It's the easier option, it's the more attainable option, and it's not going to cost them their career chasing people who are probably 5-year-olds writing death threats. Big Hit has allegedly taken action accidentally on young kids because when they had tracked back some of the comments in the past, they saw it was a young kid. While I think the action should have continued and the kid should get some sort of punishment for it, it doesn't look good to the public for the company to do that. The company becomes a laughing stock and people then say, oh, the label that sued a 12-year-old? They don't want that. That doesn't look good. And I realize I am preaching to the choir. The people that are watching this are not the people that are engaging in this type of stuff, but hopefully you can send it to those people when you see them. I know Jungkook is going to be okay. Big Hit definitely does enough. And I know it'd be too late if something does happen, but I don't think it has ever happened where someone wrote something idiotic like a death threat online and it actually came to fruition. These losers that do that don't ever actually do anything. So in the off chance that they do, Big Hit has those extra security measures and they do not need to explain to everyone publicly what they are dealing with in court and what actions they're taking. This is not how any of this works. You cannot demand a big company to do something for you. That's not how it works at all. And reading comments like, enough with the BS, show us real receipts of y'all suing these miserable people. Protect your idols, we are so tired. I'm sorry, how old are you? That's not how the legal system works. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I have to keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you'd like to see over there. We currently do have over 400 videos that are already up on there the moment you sign up. You can definitely go over there and check it out. And we do have a great time having fun and interacting with each other over there as well. If you're interested in any of that, link is in the top of the description down below. There is a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video is on the front page and it's free to watch. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.